Okay. So I'll go ahead and get started. Lama Rinpoche, Daki Chibu, Pede, Denchula, Kaden, Jimbo, Gone, Jajun, Utu, Tuki, Nodob, Zaldozo, Sanye, Chodan, Soge, Chonam, Janju, Bado, Dame, Kabzoji, Tage, Janjo, Gebe, Zanam, Jola, Benjer, Zanye, Dubarjo, Sanye, Jodan, Zoge, Jonam, Shanjo, Bado, Dame, Kabzoji, Tage, Janjo, Gebe, Zanam, Jola, Benjer, Zanye, Dubarjo, Zanye, Jodan, Zoge, Jonam, Shanjo, Bado, Dame, Kabzoji, Tage, Gebe, Zanamki, Rola, Benjer, Sanye, Dubarjo, Jaja, Wadan, Chujing, Shapada, Jezu, Yerang, Kojing, Zowayi, Gewa, Junze, Dage, Zezapa, Tamze, Zube, Janjub, Jengoro, Sashi, Pocho, Chuchin, Neto, Vira, Benji, Nede, Gambadi, Sanye, Zendu, Mete, Powayi, Jokun, Namda, Jinla, Jobar, Sho, Semchen, Tamse, Daiwa, Dan, Dewe, Gyodan, Demba, Yosh, Tutnya, Dan, Dunya, Gi, Gyodan, Towa, Yosh, Dunya, Mepe, Dewa, Dampa, Dan, Midrawa, Yosh, Nerin, Shadan, Dan, Towe, Tang, Yen, Jumpo, La, Nepa, Yosh, Semchen, Namge, Zambada, Loye, Jedra, Jedawa, Chechun, Kumon, Tepayi, Shuki, Kolo, Kodozo.
Woman drinking gay board on the introducing I can go ahead.
Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the first of a series of 6 Bardo Teachings by Lama Lodu Rinpoche, the spiritual director of Kagurudin Punjab Buddhist Church in San Francisco. Rinpoche received this empowerment and teaching transmission directly from the previous Kabje Kalu Rinpoche, His Holiness Alden Rangjung Tungyap. Rinpoche has been teaching in the West all over the world since 1976 and also wrote the book, Bardo Teachings, The Way of Death and Rebirth. And so today he will cover the first of the 6 sections, the Bardo of Birth and Death. And as a housekeeping matter, if you ever have any questions and if there's time for question and answer, please type them to the chat window and I'll do my best. So Rinpoche, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Lama Ching La. Woman jigging gay board on the Tuzufon, kicking on here, answer chip, also that. So Lama shall so and Dada Simjet Hamja, watches the door at Tingy Love to so, Chilam to door at Tingy Love to so, Lam Tulpas over Tingy Love. Tonight is so shower Tingy Love to so, over Ranji Tower at Tingy Love so, 2 Jijan, member Tingy Love to. Then the tabla cheper Tingy Love to so, there's a tender number Tingy Love to so, Kanda, Jojo Dongajigan. The Shilomar Jova Kanso, the thing that then be Chiki Chardashin, Yamber de Bottom Gender, she Namo Lai get the Luda, Nijin Chair, Trunda, Ni can talking in the Gatism. Tom J. Dundage, Chet and do Namgadan and the Simjan, Tamjilanam, and Yandaba. Zobesonje Yeko Pontoban, Chinejan Tobracha, the H to Tambuchi. And changing you give number 2 young about sort of December. So good afternoon, everyone. So again, so it's some KDK student request me giving this part of teaching. So this encouraged me to teaching. So we giving this part of teachings. So as Lama Chu has mentioned, that this teaching will be in 6 session will be. But so part of teaching is actually the essential teaching of the old Buddha teachings that is very effective to when the time comes, we are in the very much life, everybody now here, but that's a kind of also life doesn't mean always there. We have impermanence is the very important Buddha have sayings. Buddha sayings many sutra and many shastra and scholars have wrote that. So that's Buddha. His all word, what means that the all compounded nature is the impermanent. So that meaning anything that exists in the world is nothing really tangible, that is permanent, never destruction, never decayed. All is kind of decay because they are kind of compounded nature, which means dependent originated. It's not singly existent. It's kind of more supported by some other cause to remain. So this kind of material, this kind of things are never be permanent there. So this all nature of the decay. So of course this Buddha talking about every phenomenon, being and not beings, inanimate to unanimate, all he talking about. The more specifically we're talking about now is the human being is very fragile, very time goes very fast and impermanent. They're never always there, So that means that, we already born, what is left is next to death. There is no one not dying. In the past, we have, as human being, we know there are so many powerful people, wealthy people, skillful people, intelligent people. So all these beings has been, this continuation, this has been in the world like that, but none of this has been remain forever. All of them gone. There's so many famous people in the world, we can history only. That person is not here. Many learned and wise people here. No, it's there also a story. Many wealthy, there's so much wealthy. No, now it's kind of only history. So that means nothing can you make unfragile, and nothing can make you forever. So this all is impermanence. That is the very, very important teaching Buddha has repeated again and again. And many great masters who really taught us to meaningful true Dharma, they repeat this. His Holiness Kalu Rinpoche, last Kalu Rinpoche, is repeating this teaching all the time. But it's they pointing out to you the real what benefit for you. They're not entertaining you meantime and make you happy now, this lifetime. They want to make sure next lifetime better. So in order to lead you to that benefit of the next lifetime, you have to really know the impermanence, So that's the reason many people has, when we talk about impermanent or death, no one like it. No one like to die. So therefore they don't want to talk about it, So sometimes they get upset. Sometimes they get emotion. But that is kind of, you have to make more research for that part. Why this is important, because that, if you don't relate it with that and get together in your experience on that impermanent practice, then you will get more lazy and more distracted by the meantime. Actually, you will not getting anything for benefit for next. and what you have now good to enjoy right now, completely use up, and next time you are empty. Go there, and at the end of you are very confused and suffering and pain. So avoiding this problem, therefore the great master always give the teaching of the impermanent. And so Lord Buddha is always talk about that, And all this great scholar up to the Buddha, many bodhisattva came, they compose scripture book, they mentioning about the impermanent. Such like Santideva is the one of the example, the Buddhist scholar and Buddhist, who realized bodhisattva. He always give up this impermanent teaching in his book. Any book of he has, he giving this, but he knows this is what essentially important. So therefore, and Buddha say, meaning that up to born, you at last is you die. That's for sure. But as we have example, people, if you saw anyone not dying, maybe say 200 years ago, this man is alive and enjoy. He's still alive. If you hear that, or you see this person, you meet this person, you may think, maybe I'm the one of them, like him. I be not dying. But you can see since you born, how many people have dead, your eyes, you hearing them. None of them has last more than, somebody lived in 105, 6, 7, no more than that in human life. So that means we are subject to be dying. So that's important. But I'm saying this first time is because we are subject is we are preparing for the death, not entertaining ourselves now, make happy, enjoying, joking, laughing, and make you to comfort, So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about is actually really when we die, that time we need. So that's the reason I start talking this death, So also the kind of related date. It's called Bardo, is also an one term we call. The Bardo is the kind of actual Bardo is when we saw normally in the terminology of human being, when you say Bardo in Tibetan language, that means in between. So this case, especially when you say Bardo, that means pretty much people think after the death before you reborn. That's called Bardo. So the Para means kind of between. When you say Bardo means between, what the between is that you already dead, but not reborn yet. And in between you are in the existent Bardo means that you are in a between, you experience the experience of the karma, no matter where you are, any Bardo, this karma is what you experience karmas, So that's called Bardo meaning in between. Anything you at the beginning is one thing of the one object, at the end will be one object. This between is Bardo. Bardo meaning is between, any between. Two houses between their small house. So small house is in the Bardo, in the between of the two houses. So this Bardo meaning is that between something, So the Bardo we have, normally the Bardo we talk about 6 Bardo, also 3 Bardo, many different ways interpreted by the different great master. But normally they, according to the Karma Rinpoche treasure, their Bardo, which is very famous, which published in English for some time, before even I come to us, already the teaching was book was published. When you come to United States, lots of young people who smoke and smoking and drinking, and most time they smoke, they psychedelic things that make hallucinating themselves. So they have that experience through the psychedelic, and at the same time book giving some kind of idea like that in the Bardo experience, They like that, they want to smoke more and more, getting this experience because what the book says, color, things, happy and unhappy, all kind of things. So when I came here, many people carrying the book and come to me, this is a Tibetan book, what is this? Many people connected with me, young people. Then I started to teach them part of the book first time I came here. And through the translator, I had the translator. One is a girl named Janet. She was married with a Tibetan guy, later called Janet Gatso. She's a professor in the university now. She helped me translated. And sometime the guy was Dawan Norbu. He was a political science student at the time. Very intelligent man, but his Dharma not too much. He helped me translate it. So that was why one of the I teach some Bardo teaching and book published too. So that is a long time ago, you know. So kind of caused by those young people encouraging me, so I thought maybe we write this kind of, because I make a little bit different, because that book is more, entertaining them by making essential direct points up to the, what experience of death, what meaning death and dying and Bardo. So I explaining a little bit more farther and deeper. I believe that book was very popular one time in the Chronicle. They put a news that book is the best of the book one time. So still publishing, still selling in Shambhala, my bookstore. That book came from that when I came. That book is pretty much with a translator helped me this. And so that's why they produce the books. But anyway, so the Bardo is like male rappers have song also, and different Bardo, and Shangpakayu, the Chungpan Elder, has been also like Bardo idea. So giving the category of Bardo. So some of them is 3 Bardo, and some of the 6 Bardo. Some have also different kind of numbering there, but sometimes they condense 2, 3 Bardo in one Bardos. So that's why the category of Bardo, number of Bardo is so many. In generally 6 Bardo is more kind of complete, I believe. So this is also the Bardo of the death and dying, the Karma Lingpa's Bardo in from treasures. Also, they mentioned that. That's kind of numbering 6, I believe. And so I'm putting here 6 category of the Bardo. So first Bardo is we call Kishi Bardos, which means Ki means born, birth. She means death. So that birth to the death is between. It's a very important subject, this, because we are already born. But next will be dying. But we are between now. This is very, very important and precious time. We can do lots of things here, good things here. If we are really intelligent and careful, follow the Buddha's teaching, follow the good teacher, you can do good things. You can liberate in this lifetime. And that way you can do lots of good things. And then you have a chance to different time, liberation there, opportunity there. So that's called the birth and the death, So and that is the one part of the category, you see. Then also this is all the lifetime part. There's a new Bardo is right now, and we experience that. But the second Bardo is called Milam Bardo. It's a Bardo dream. The Bardo dream is like the dream. It's Bardo, we call it also between. What the between here is that you're going to sleep, but start to sleep, and then you wake up next. So now you start to sleep up until you wake up. That is called sleeping. But that time you have an experience, very deep and profound experience called Milam, dream, dream. After you deep sleep, what happens is dream, habitual daytime, many lifetime, this lifetime, or the just last day before you sleep. Whatever you do, everything that habitual will bring in your mind, and this become real for you. And that's kind of dream. But this is between when this duration of this happen is up to the you sleep, before you wake up, that will be experienced. So this called dream part, So this is kind of second category of the part. So then also they kind of here also called something Bardo, also it's good. Something Bardo means Bardo of Samadhi and Bardo of the meditations. So they something Bardo we call that. That is again is Bardo meaning that you start to meditate. Then finally you wake up, become Buddha. Between you are dedicating your practice. How much you practice seriously, that much you progress. So it takes a long time to get awakening. But it between your start to your meditation and then up to you fully awakening, become Buddha, the between have so many practice to do. That's called something Bardo. It's kind of Bardo of Samadhi, Bardo of the concentration, Bardo of the meditations. So this is again the third category of the Bardo. So then next one, this is all you can lifetime you do. Kisi Bardo, Ilam Bardo, something Bardo is lifetime you can do to prove better your state of your mind, and then maybe you can avoiding to the next Bardo, no more Bardo maybe. You can do, but this three Bardo can contribute you like that. So fourth Bardo is the fourth one is like called Chike Bardo. Chike Bardo is like and the meaning is the beginning if you have start some kind of illness or cause to you dying, you have to something to cause to die, accident or sickness, your long duration, short time, as sometimes you dying, it's nighttime sleeping, morning you wake up dying. So that's kind of different kind of. There's kind of also short and long duration. Also there is some kind of called Bardo of dying. That means that when you start to the processing the dying or encourage, or occur to dying, some kind of cause of the death. So from that time to completely you stop the breathing, inner breathing stop completely. That's called part of the dying. So this is lots of things to talk about there, and lots of things you can experience, and lots of opportunity can be there. But that is depending how much you put in the practice in lifetime. The time comes, then you can use it. But you can, with Bardo, you can hearing this, oh, look like this, I will wait for that time come, I'll do it. That not work, because that is, you have not sure what caused you dying. Accident, gunshot, fall down, sick long time, so painful, so kind of, dying, which is without very quietly, without your aware of your consciousness, you're dead or not dying. So those different kinds of situations you cannot practice. If you are exposed to good practice a lifetime, then at that time you can use it. Otherwise you can't say, oh, okay, there's a method, I can do it. Not like that. Method is just giving you an idea, but this method, you have to use it, that method, to make the method to useful for one time come, So, medicine have to be before sickness will obvious. So sickness becomes very obvious, that time medicine doesn't work. Similar like that, So when you have, there's a reason. Good teacher doesn't expect anything from you, just to practice yourself, bring the peace in your mind, be positive, and be focused on your meditation. So that all they repeat is saying that, so that is because they want to help for you, Their teaching can use it and you can really benefit you. So that's really, repeatedly they say it doesn't mean you practice, he's of benefit. And he had no benefit from there, but he's out of his compassion. He wanted to make you to do something good for yourself. That is the expectation, you know, for teachers. Sometimes a teacher repeatedly say that, and sometimes we get disappointed because he repeat all the time, I put practice. And sometimes we get disappointed because our ignorance, not receiving his compassion, welcome, and get as blessing, a use for me. Instead of then you resist it, far away to not come these things to me when you are disappointed in. So in this case, we need to, little hearing the teaching Dharma, it help us to more encouraging teacher instruction can come to you directly. And so that is the important part of called fourth Fardos. You know, you are dying, dead and dying. So that means you are dying toward to death. You know, that's a Bardo again. Again, this is a Bardo. So now we have up to the you death. Then we call Chuni Bardo. The Chuni Bardo means Bardo of Dharmata, Bardo of deadness and suchness. And that is some period again up to the dead. You know, you will be unconscious until wake up from the unconscious. That period is called Bardo of Dharmata. And there's a great opportunity there too. So you have to get good meditation, even able to use that method to when time comes. So that makes the fifth Bardo, isn't it? Fifth. And so now sixth is kind of Sipa Bardo, Bardo of Existence. So that means up to the unconscious, you regain the consciousness, that 49 day you will be in the Bardo. The text, the Karma Rinpoche treasure text mentioned 49 days, but later I quote many great masters say that is not necessarily only the 49 day, can be longer than that, can be shorter than that. So that's also we'll discuss later. So this Sipa Bardo has lots of explaining Bardo of Existence from the up to the dead, what happened to you, how you acknowledge your dead, what kind of experience, what's some suffering. So they talk about. So there is another category too, but I'll tie it in together called, and this called Sipa Bardo, the Bardo of Existence, and then also Bardo of Rebirth, meaning again you reborn again. This is tied together. So make 6 category will be that together. So that is the what we're going to explaining. So some of them take a long time, some of them takes in a short time, but I do my best. And so this is a kind of teaching will be, if you follow the 6 time, you can get it as much as I can, what my teacher had passed through me and what I experienced, what I know a little bit, I can share with you. And then of course, sometimes there way the language make difficulty, you can questioning, and some student can help me to convey the message you're questioning also this way. So now, and today I can talking about, Bardo of the Kishi Bardo, meaning Bardo of the birth and the death. So this is between that. So that is what we are now. We are already born. So that means we are now, in the Bardo, but next will coming is the death, So this is a kind of very, very, if you understand this, then this will make you appreciate yourself. And you also kind of a little bit in encouraging yourself to engage in positive, engage more, do profound teaching, meditation, visualization, recitation, mantra. You can see the value, benefit. So you have, so many busy of this lifetime. But if you understanding this, you will be give the half time to this practice, half time your life, daily life. And slowly, you can work together with the daily life need and also continually practice this, So as you know, we're human beings. What cause we are now? And Buddha have said, Nyama Kanji, Tati Lulata, Chima Kanji, Nyama Kanji, Tati Lulata, Tata Kanji, Chima Lulata. So this kind of is saying what you have done in past. Clearly, you have acknowledged, you are aware, you know. How we know this? Very simple, very easy. Last life, I've done good job. I'm a good person, kind person, loving person. I have faith, trust, rejoice, good quality, perfect being, pure being. I have get very sincere faith and trust, admire them. I have that kind of attitude last life and a great compassion to other beings. This kind of person I am. Then I can see this lifetime I know. This time I'm experienced. I can be very good person this lifetime. Kind, loving, faithful, rejoicing, all good quality, perfection. So if I am not last time good person, like jealous, proud, greed, maybe anger, and then desire, all this come from my ignorance, stupidity, the thick stupidity, ignorance. So this will cause me this mentally very bad. That two things will be the exactly I can tell now what kind of person I am. So as we're beginning, we have very faithful, very rejoicing, good quality, perfections of the enlightened being, learned people, and who doing good things. I'm rejoicing, very, very faith and trust, encouraging. I might feel encouraging in mind, opening to this, and I want to do it myself. So I'm really positive toward those people, those beings. And then also seeing the suffering, painful people, and very kind, very loving. And then if I am last time like that, this lifetime, naturally, I'll be very kind person, very loving persons. And I have last time is positive, everything's kind of rejoicing and admire other people, good quality, perfection, good. And this lifetime, I'll be so admired by any good quality. I can see small good quality, I can see great. I believe in enjoy it and express myself how good. So this kind of quality come this lifetime. Obviously, I know the last lifetime have the good one. My mentality is so good, positive. So for this lifetime, I so good. So I'm very good this lifetime because this will be cause me to lots of this lifetime engaging everything I see, I hear, I feel very positive and bring me joy. So this way I can engage in my life. Last life give me such good condition for this lifetime. So that's why he said, what I did last time, I know in this life. But at that side, you can see, if last life, I'm terrible person. Very angry person, very jealous, very proudful, small good quality. I think I'm the best. I know better than no one. I'm the great one. And if you see somebody greater than me or someone great coming greater than me, I get jealous terribly. I get upset, anger, uncomfortable. I make uncomfortable for the other person. Then always anger, no reason. Angry, make other people discomfort, you know. So then very attachment, a desire, things, anything, I want to have everything. So I'm greedy, anything I have, I don't want to give no one. So kind of this kind of mentality in the past lifetime. This lifetime, exactly that same. And I have no shame, I have no difficulty do these negative things because last time habitual parents. It's same things, good things also no problem, no obstacle. Good things come along with that because last time so good. So therefore, what we do past is this lifetime, So that's what So therefore, now, what we do now, we cannot able to know ourselves what the next. So we do experience next lifetime. So this lifetime, if I last time so terribly, I'm not good, barely human being. But anger, upset, all this jealous and greed, I'll be miserable, painful. I just cannot stand it. And I don't like people have good things, people are happy. And anything negative, there is even pure perfect being there. We put our mentally, our afflicted mind can be projected negative. Then we can create it negative, that person, then talk about that person, how bad. So this all come to negative myself. So these negative things contribute with what we Buddhists call karma. Karma means very important. That the Buddha talk lots about that. So karma is never disappear in between. Always the result comes. So now between is up to the born before the death, we have to be mindful of that, what our action is. First, very important, mentally, our motivation is most important. The motivation is good, then you will be saved lots of negative to positive too become. But you are mentally careless, very negative. Any do good things outside will not get any positive. It's caused negative because of the mentally completely influence your action outside, So therefore, especially mind have to be completely pure and perfect. So this case, we are very important for this lifetime. Not need to have so profound teaching, this and that. But you can just bring your mind to be pure, keep the pure mind. Pure mind means try to do. If human being is, we come to in this world as human being, you can be not perfect, pure, stainless. No. You have to live in this unperfect realm, unperfect circumstances. So we have to be unperfect there too, but we aware this imperfection is not good for me long run, So that will be motivating myself to be first time think of the good. Good thought is I want to do something good. I want to do something to good for other beings. I want to do good for myself. Then getting all the affliction will come. In order to myself good, then I have to be, get good from others. Then other people get good. I'm not jealous. I'm getting jealous, So this can, one is thinking yourself important. This will be kind of twisted around all negative, positive become negative. So you need more, little bit kind of share. You cannot get 100% give everything to you in beginnings. Of course, normally teaching we say, we in our mind are teaching always say, dungal thamje dagde dure chungs, zogbe sanje yempen semle chungs, some semle chungs, dagde yengi dungal ni yangla jiwa yelse la leins. There's something the one of scriptural have saying so that says, all the suffering pain come to me because I'm grasping, clinging, selfish myself. Every suffering I'm getting all come from my selfish, grasping me and I. That caused the suffering and pain. The Buddha, who has attained enlightenment, that is the great benefit for all sentient beings. attitude toward the great benefit to all sentient beings. This attitude give both Buddha, you see. So they seek no selfish make harm you forever. And let go everything that bring you Buddha. So what your choice now? So dungal thamchi dadi jonle jungs, tobe sanye jembe semla tungs. Techi dadi jengi dungal ko yangla jiwa ngese lale. So therefore, selfish makes so much suffering pain not allowed me to free of sufferings. That's caused by my selfish. Buddha get enlightenment due to he has great benefit to all sentient beings, his attitude, but finally he really free himself from sufferings. So therefore, exchange normally how much I attach myself benefit, also thinking of myself, exchange that attitude toward other sentient being benefit. So more you think of the other benefit of the sentient being, less your affliction emotions. Then you have less negative, more positive. So if you are really looking for to liberate from this suffering and pain, you must exchange normally how much you attach yourself. You more care other sentient being. You exchange there. Then you are really following the path of the enlightenment. You're really bodhisattva, work on the path. So that is the kind of scripture saying. So this makes lots of easily for us to make sure that that is what we need is like good attitude, good motivations, you know. So this will bring you to more benefit for this lifetime, you know. And then at the end, you will have very positive and peaceful, gentle, and then pass away next lifetime. What your mind this lifetime, that mind is next life too. So you have such attitude, then you're completely yourself free of all this distraction and suffering and pain. And this will be kind of contribute without difficult, without delaying, get enlightened quicker. That's way. So this is kind of lifetime you have to motivate. These are the what we should do just during this time before I'm dying, you know. So this case actually one way is I'm lay people. We have lots of family, wife, children, and house, pay bill, all these things. Just be easy here. But this case, you know, with your good motivation, you can do what you're doing. No problem. But your motivation can be changed. If you have to care other beings, you have husband, you have the wife, we have children, but you have job to work, you have the house to pay bill, all these things. You work. But you can think of you're motivated to. I can help to my family. What necessary to bring my family to comfortable happiness. But again, you have to expand your mind more. Now you very much attach your family. But this attachment can be continually very positive because you can think about, this is my husband, this is my children, you know. But how many children there in the world? How many husbands there? How many wives there? They need as my husband, my wife, my children. So therefore, I work for this few people as related to me this lifetime, but I cared for all beings in the world, same experience. I have husband, I have a wife and children. How I feel with them? I feel all these people have same feelings. So may this benefit my work to contribute to my family, but I wish to every family have the happiness, free of all the affliction, emotions. And may this make it equal myself and this other family, and in the world there are many families. Then I became, my work is the positive. In fact, my work is equanimity. That's important, equanimity. What I feel my husband, my wife, my children, and things, my related parents, all these things, because many people have that same. I working for this, but everybody been working on this. So I will take open all this beings' responsibility, but doing for my limited of my wisdom and skillful means, I can take care of this family. This family is, I began to start, and I hope this can be benefit to all sentient beings. To you, that kind of motivation you have, you live as you are, and work, go to work, come back, take care of your wife and children, family. You live this way, and your life is positive, Then that case, you are being your husband, your wife, and children, you have house and car, this job, doesn't mean anything, but you still have positive motivation there. This positive motivation is to contribute. You may not get enlightenment because you're limited compassion, limited things, your wisdom and skillful mean, but next lifetime, you may have go through the Bardo, but reborn some family, that attitude you are same, that you get much more deeper profound attitude there. So you much better than even this life, next life in more progress there. And that's better, is it? And sometimes you try to thinking, I want to high teachings, high deities, high mandala, high this, that. And then you forget small practice, So then what in that case, that kind of people, what happened is they're not getting nowhere. And actually they don't do anything good there because they're kind of rationally not going to accordingly, stage by stage. In the middle of that, you will be getting nowhere, then you will be fall down very confusion stage also. So whatever you have the situation, whatever you are, in that case, you are quite acceptable, do your best. Of course, that time while your family, you may have little trouble there, problem there. Some kind of human being, you live with a human being, you may jealous, you have proud, you have desire, all things that, still you can reconstruct it to the motivation to be good. That's helping. Morning you have reviewed your motivation, daytime everything smooth, better. Before you sleep, you also reconstructed your motivation. Morning wake up good. So that's why the day and night will become engaging the positive conduct by your motivation, motivated. So motivation becomes very important. But this case I'm talking about in general, people live with their family. And sometimes families are very difficult, But again, this is your past life karma. Then you experience now, you cannot avoid it. Not helping by your confused, anger, upset, blame to others, it not help at all. That's your karma. You make the last time, you already made, you experience this karma. So you accept it. Then work on it. Maybe that karma will be not attracting you badly. Maybe slowly, untie it. And we may be possible get free. That problem come, you confuse, you have become yourself too much, and then you cannot do too, this will be too much for you. and you get confused and frustrated, and it become danger also. Not good for your family, not good for you, but you accept it. Okay, this will be leading me wherever I take it, and then accept it. Work. It is difficulty, but then you have to go through that difficulty, because these difficulties no make you difficulty. You did yourself. Last life karma come. But the karma you cannot fight. Karma cannot be take away from you, and you have to experience no matter what. But only you can. Karma can try accept it. See which way you can use this to benefit for others. Which way I can get rid of this karma. So look that way. Only way you can do good things to help get rid of the confusion, difficulty. Your anger cannot remove. Your jealous cannot remove. Your desire cannot remove. Pride cannot remove. So this nothing can remove, but only removed by the positive. Good karma is removed by the positive. And I mean, good karma is removed by the negative. You do too much negative, you have good karma, it will disappear. And then you have bad karma, and then you do lots of positive karma, then you can remove the negative also. So only the karma can move by the negative, can remove by the positive, positive can remove by the negative. So this one way in others. And only the way them to reduce negative to huge negative come, you patient, you very skillful, see, how come I'm doing it without hurting myself and other, see which way I can solve this problem. They accept it and try to settle down and carefully examine that. And then you have some space there, you can look at road, where to go. You cannot escape, but give the road. You can road, wrong road, that negative is right waiting there. But you can avoiding this negative, but right road. That will be possible. You have hearing the teachings, you have good teacher, you can question answer by that, they will lead you. And so otherwise, you have to do your best. So you not give up. And when come to this kind of emotion, if you give up and do negative, involve negative, consequence is next, which is what you're talking about. Next in the karma, next lifetime. So these are the very, very important, more go in the detail. So this also the lifetime is very important. This, we have to know this. We have to know. So there's Four Noble Truth says, Dongal Shibarjas, Kunjung Pawarjas. So this and Sutra Buddha has, post time actually he teach this. Post time after he get enlightenment, he teach this one. Dongal Shibarjas meaning we have to acknowledge the suffering, he says. This is suffering, this is pain. You have to acknowledge, aware of that. So then Dungal, then you can, in the suffering, then you see suffering is so painful. There a way I can stop this suffering? Then question comes, yeah, you could remove the sufferings. So how we can remove this suffering? First, this is suffering, then this is painful, this is too confused, too difficulty, and last whatever this. But there is a suffering painful, so I could stay like this, or I can remove this. Then question is, you can remove. How you can remove is, what the cause of the sufferings. You have to know now. Next, that cause of suffering, you have to avoid it, removed. Then suffering is completely out. So this case now, after the no suffering, next one is the suffering you have to remove. So this is removable by knowing what the cause. Kunjungs, what all the suffering arises. So you have the source of the rising suffering is you have to acknowledge that. So that, then need to be reduced that or remove that. What the cause of suffering is ego, I and me. As the beginning we say, all the suffering come from selfish. All the happiness come from good motivation to other, kind and loving. That cause you to happiness, So similar like that. So now, what the cause suffering is my ego. But ego is kind of very rootless. Ego is not existent there. It gets appear there as really true, but that's not true. So, I and me, always we talk about that. That is the problem. When you say I, then I hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm sick, or I'm happy, I enjoy. All these things come. Without I, you cannot say. You have to have I. So I need to, very important subject to hear. Very important. And without I, have no way you can make labeling. Who enjoy, who happy, who suffer, who pain, who's enlightened, who's not enlightened. Everything comes I, So that is the very principle now, normally. But if you're questioning, did this I is truly existed? No, not existed. Of course, Buddha find this and he realized that. But we intellectually can check, but that's not truly existed. I is not existed. But again, without I, you cannot any leveling. No I, you have not. No, you are nothing. But I make everything. I'm knowledgeable. I'm enlightening. I'm kind. I'm loving. I rich. I'm powerful. I'm beautiful. I'm this and that. Without I, you cannot say. Just say beautiful. Who beautiful there? Enjoy is what enjoy, but who enjoy? When I enjoy, then I can make sense. I enjoy, yes. So in this case, without I cannot, relatively you can label anything to be created. So I is the problem. When I have, then I need this, my material, my watch. I save lots of money buying this watch. Now this watch is my life source, important. That's my watch, So this is my children. I do anything for them. This belongs to me. This is my house. This is my car. I like that, you see. So everything is, then you have no I, then you have no children. And you have no car, no house. You have no I, then you have no you also. How wonderful that. Because I bring all suffering and pain, but without I have no, relatively we can make label. So the question is, the I is really or not really? That's the question come now up to all. That source of my suffering is this I. But this I is really or not really? It's not really. How I know this not really? Check up you right now, no problem. Who you are listening to me now, you check up yourself right now when I'm saying. So your name is Michael, your name is Tixino. Any name you can make it. You can see where is me now. So you can check up for example, myself. My name is my name is Lodu, L-O-D-U. So my name is Lodu, That's my name. Lodu is not me. That's mine. You see? Okay, so that holding the Lodu as me, Where is that? You can check yourself right now. As I'm checking myself, you check yourself now. Is inside my body? I can think of anywhere. None of these things are inside my body. Is I call labeling as I. Then beside this, my body, that I, none of them, they're I. But then I have my nose, my eye, my head, my mouth, my neck, my arm, my feet. Look at that detail. All this body is possessed by me, I, but none of these are me and I. And up to all, I can take part every skin and bone and very inch by inch, everything detailed. Any me, I is there. You take every part of my body, you do not see anything as me and I. Then now you know. I is the fake. I is not there. The I is not real, but it possesses real. Then forming the karma, causing the suffering. So that's, you know, the suffering, where it come from, this my I. So I have to work out this I is not true. Try to not let me to dilute it, confuse me. So that is what all the Buddhist practice is. Finding out eyes, destroy the I, leave you free of all this. Then you have no I, you have no karma. Then no suffering, you see. So I has become problem because now I is, if you question it, is real, not real. It's not real because this is, we examine it shortly. It's until you have the one chapter to examine every detail that way and meditate also too. So that is kind of interesting that way. If you
Sorry, I can't help you with that.
So that was, how, something I say kind of, say that how we can look at it, refine it. We always I, where is I existed? Finally, we have no I. I is fake. I is not real, you see. But again, relatively, we clinging without I, we believe I strongly, and that I forming the desire. The first place I, because it's huge of ignorant darkness, then believing I, then the replace I become then the ignorant is the main problem that we need wisdom to penetrate the ignorant darkness. That is very important post afflictions. And then if ignorant is so thick, then I become more strong. This is not real, become real because my negative, my parent, past life, habitual parents keep me, the ego is continuing. So this continually ego is kind of causing me suffering because if you have no ego, you realize ego is not real and you can stay on state of the nothingness, then you are free of karma, then you're okay. You don't have the causing any suffering. Even you can stay to total freedom of the ego. You are relax your mind in state of the completely pure natural, to natural. So then you can have the purifying lots of karma in the past time you have your parent, and you are not new producing karmas, you see. So that is important. That's what you need to work on it. So then this case we know now ego causing the poison, 3 poison, 5 poison, the 3 main poisons, the anger, desire, and stupidity. There is 3 poison. In addition to her anger, and I'm jealous and proud and greed, and then more poison. There are 6 poison like that. So this makes a lot of other poisons. Buddha said the 84,000 different kind of afflictions. So that's so many. We are so gross level poison, make the subtle level poison we're not recognizing, we're not experiencing. But this is kind of, so we are too much drunk and not seeing truth there. So that's we're not seeing this certain level of an affliction emotion. So this ego creating this poison, then poison will be creating the karma. And the poison, for example, we have, and then this ego gathering this physical body, then we have this speech and body. So then you are mentally afflicted by this affliction. So then will be the afflicted mind make anything we speak out not pleasant, not good. And maybe it's hurt or displeasing others because my afflicted mind. And anything physically, I'm acting anything, I'm not doing good because afflicted my mind. So I make discomforting other people, suffer and pain, fear and hurting the other people. So this doesn't make positive there. So because due to my overloaded negative of 3 poisons and giving to all these body speech become negative, engaging negative, and this contributing very next life for me suffering and pain, you see. But of course, the mental is the very important part. So last, the mind is the kind of, we have negativity always. So this mental negativity can be influence the speech body. It's speech and body, you can do positive, can be negative also. You can do negative, can be positive also. Because due to mind is so powerful, your mind has so powerful, kind and loving and compassion. Out of your life and compassion, you speak something even rough, harsh, gossiping, or anything you speaking, you're out of your compassion, kindness. This can be very positive. Look negative because you can not hearing not positive things and very rough, very, negative. But in the motivation way is you can influence that negative word become positive. So this again, you're saying it's wrathful for manners, but very, rough, negative way. But your motivation is this negative can be stopped this person to do negative worse than what I'm speaking around negative. So I want to stop his negative or her negative to by me performing this negative out of me love and compassion. So that way you act, mentally you're so strong, positive, kindness, loving and compassion. And then you use the negative side of your speech can be positive there. You see, it's not negative, positive. Because you're sincerely 100% out of compassion, loving kindness. So you speak, your speech usings. But at the same time, then you have the negative, mentally you are very negative. You do all kind of jealous, anger, proud, and all kind of negative things you're motivating in your mind, cultivating that negative. Then you outside, you want to cheat other people or maybe bring them unfortunate, bring them suffering and pain. You want to do that. So you are saying very nice things to the person, very kind and loving, talking very nice things. Then you can see the one you say nice things, your motivation is not nice. Your motivation you are leading them to suffer and pain. But this is so you're motivated beginning with, you want to put him suffering, especially he done kind of way he using the method to him to be negative. But if I say negative, he will not listen to me, but nice things. And I can all kind of giving the permission to do this and give this and that. But, in try to meantime, you want to make them to lead into suffering and pain or cause to negative suffering and pain. So this kind of motivation look like he's very generous, very nice, very good. He's doing so good things. But negative motivation, mind is negative, that's all can be not positive, non-positive, and negative. So this case, you have to also acknowledge yourself, also examine. You're truly 100% live compassion, or you are not. You're expecting something. And or you are really truly doing is to benefit other, or you have motivation to harm or torture or negative or deceiving him. So that way, if that kind of motivation you're nice to, that doesn't work. That will be very negative. That is a very positive. You should stop and avoiding that kind of motivation, and then also not performing that kind of speech. So in this case, I'm talking about the speech. Speech, you can be negative like that. You can make the positive refine. So these are the very important part to, again, mentally you have to motivate that. Same things, physically, you can do all kind of nice things physically, but you want to mislead that person to be, suffering and pain and future or confusing. So some people have motivation, mentally negative, but outside you are so positive performing their outlook so beautiful, and the person doesn't know he's doing negative motivation, but he accepted he's meantime positive, and up to all he dumped it into suffering and pain. So again, so that physical action can be look good, but doesn't go no far. It really cause the suffering and pain. So this case, you can see the speech body is the controlled by your mind. Mind can influence. So always you can watch your motivations, whatever you say, whatever you're doing. And also sometimes you're pretending that's not good either. So sometimes pretending, but pretending is the kind of very, very worse, because that's deceiving yourself. You look like doing good, but not doing good. But really, you're not doing good, look like to other, but really not going to do good for you. You will be experiencing terrible suffering and pain and confusion by you doing it. So it's important to look your mind how to be positive first, So that is in detail we go physically 3, verbally 3, mentally. I think that yes, I think that 10 non-bridges we call actually. So that's case speech 4. Physically 3, mentally 3, speech 4. So speech, envy, will, and then lying, and then also the harsh talk, meaningless talk. That's 4. Each speech had 4 different ways to make negative. But this 4 negative can be positive if motivation is right. But your motivation is not right, and that can be negative double, physically, mentally negative, and then you're doing, performing negative, and people can obviously see that and hear that too. And so this is a 3, speech, and then verbally, physically 3, you call, killing. Physically can kill other beings, and then stealing belong to other beings, and then misconduct. There's been many kind of different level of misconduct there. So just misconduct in generally you engage in sexual misconduct, but in that divide into the monastic misconduct, lay people misconduct, and lay people also marital misconduct. All these different kind divided to put this in detail. I don't know, we need to go now, but these are negative things that you do. So these negatives and these things can be negative, but if your motivation again, motivation can be, all this can be changed to positive also too. But the positive you cannot pretending. You have to real from your heart and care other beings suffering and pain. You really have skill and method, wisdom to free that suffering. So this all can be positive. But I don't know, in this case, sometimes very difficult. Pretending look like, no, I do, that's not good, because even you try, telling people, and you're doing this because maybe not good, very bad karma this way. And you have to be honest. Your mistake is a mistake, So that is the very important, but that's three physical like that. Four verbally, and then three mentally again. So mentally is envy, ill will, and wrong views, and those mentally cultivated, mentally motivated, envy, as you know, jealous, ill will, be angry to other, and then wrong views, then you are viewing something, for example, wrong views meaning you planting apple, but you expect will be get orange, that's wrong view. Every apple become an orange, or you planting orange, then you expect the apple. So never apple seed become orange seed, orange growing. So what you put in orange, that will grow orange. Apple will apple. But you don't believe that one, that's the wrong view. So same things, if you want to negative, you believe to be get happiness for you. And you have positive, you feel this will cause me suffering. So that, that's kind of attitudes, wrong views, also in generally, and also the wrong views for Buddhist point of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. You don't believe Buddha, you don't believe Dharma, you don't believe Sangha. That meaning your wrong views, so that's what we call, but that's more explaining is necessary to why this wrong views meaning. So the wrong views mean you're not believing Buddha, and not believing Dharma, not believing Sangha. So that's the wrong views. And then also wrong viewing that you karma in the wrong viewing. You don't believe karma. You enjoy in lifetime. You just take care of yourself. You just do your best. You can steal best you can. Enjoy yourself. You can kill as much you can. And you just do enjoy yourself, but don't care other people suffer. You enjoy. So that kind of attitude is wrong views, So they're not believing karma, So that case, those are the very, very strong crime. The suffering is endless, never come out, but that suffering if you do such crime and such things you do action. So these are this lifetime, we have basically, these are the important principles to engage ourselves, to avoiding what necessary, engage what the positive necessary. So that is the truth, and we cannot say all the time we can live at least daytime, 3 morning early, you can think of this. In the middle of the day, you can think of this. Then at the end, sleep, before sleep, you think of this. At least, then slowly, you can adopt it more. More you aware this, more you can do it, more you can live with that. And you think of the positive more and the side of positive quality, positive cause, what happiness cause. And so when you do cause of the positive, what the kind of result, the quality of the result. So these are important, the time to time, remembering yourself. And then with remembering that quality of the good deed, then you are really enjoying, you're kind of enjoying and exciting to do positive, even little bit in short time, anything you do something between you, have a little bit you do, you enjoy, you appreciate that yourself have such a good quality there. And then also you can think of a negative side, you think of this negative quality of suffering and pain. As we know, human being, we always say there's suffering and pain, but this suffering and pain is the where it come from, what is the karma was keep causing me this suffering. You think of this negative, how difficult negative defect, then you want to enjoy yourself doing, avoiding negative, and enjoy yourself not doing negative, even though, okay, today I don't do negative, that's great, or today I did good things, this and this good things, I said this and do this, and think of this positive, you can think of this side, positive, negative, then you can see day by day, you appreciate yourself, enjoy. So this will be the proving your Bardo of the both and the dying between. So at least this will be cause you to, Bardo will be less suffering and pain and tightening in confusions. And the rebirth will be the better. And maybe if you can do better than last life, then this life will be better, and next life will be much better. And more dharma come, more opportunity to do positive, more freedom, more happiness, and enjoy with happiness cause. So these all things come like that. So this is again, some people think, oh, he talking so low, and I'm just more behind this. But yes, and maybe you think that way, but this is the world to tell you work for you, really, And of course, if you do this positive like that, day by day, this lifetime also you can experience that. Depending how much your motivation seriously you do positive, and that much your ripening karma quick, even this lifetime, Your motivation is not stronger, but you did action, so the result comes sooner or later, But your motivation is strong, and the result can come immediately. This lifetime, you can see that too. This all can be this lifetime, long life, good health, happiness, all these things can be contributed. And that's necessary to do more things. Living longer, I can do more good things. And healthier, I can motivate, meditate more, and do positive more. So all these things can kind of helpful for me this lifetime also too. So this is continually benefiting me. So this is a very important part. Of course, nowadays we can talk about the meditations. I can do this and do that. We'll really talk about more. Come by time, go by the next time, and we'll have more give practice for so if you are really good meditation, then you want to meditate. Of course, first time you have to make precious human existence, how great values. So you have to be precious human being, what I'm just talking. Every human being cannot do it. This is what I'm talking. You have to precious human body. Precious human body doesn't mean any human beings. The human body is something, they have some kind of perfect condition. They need some kind of devotions, some kind of compassions. Naturally, they are dirty. And then perfect organs, all these things, conditions. When they talk about the, precious human bodies, we have the Tangbu Gomja Teljorin Chin, the top Gajila Tari as we say that, It was that we precious human being, which is the 8 freedom, 10 endowments. This called the precious, And this is kind of not top common. It's difficult to attain. This human being is not just combined. It had been lots of good things you have done in the past. So you are finally this much you did it. So that is past life, good karma, born you to human being. But not, that very difficult. Top karma is difficult to obtain this human body. And there is so example, they're giving a 3 different stages, Jui gone nyeparkawa, Tangi gone nyeparkawa, Pei gone nyeparkawa. So Jui gone nyeparkawa is by the cause how difficult to human beings, to be born human beings. Pei gone nyeparkawa, the example how difficult to human beings, born human beings. Tangi gone by numbering, how difficult this human being can be, born as a precious human being. So that case that by the cause, this human being is not by just born by the way, it is born, cause, what the cause is born, we have to have completely virtuous minded, as someone who have lived and virtuous positive life. And then this kind of cause to be born human beings. So born human being caused by the good meaning is very virtuous, positive, meritorious. So this kind of necessary. So we can see how much we can do good things, So last time we did very good, therefore this caused the human being. Now we have to experience now, human being. But that means how difficult doing good. You can see now, right now, you can think. You want to do good things. Lots of obstacles there. Very hard to do good things. Anything bad things come by, you can plannings just come, no problem. Worse as we can. For example, you say you want to go to the practice Dharma or receive the teachings, make it seriously, you want to do something, engage positive things, you're planning that. But then will be someone, your friend will say, I'm leaving tomorrow, I must see today you. So if you don't see tomorrow, then I'll not see you maybe. So because I need to see you. So then now he's difficult, but he want to see the friend, he going to teaching. So he have the two decisions to make it. But finally, he thinks, okay, I can teaching you later, I can listen again. But my friend is leaving, so I can go to see my friend. So that obstacle come there to, you are completely deleted your positive opportunity there and not close the door there. So that, so that's the good things, lots of obstacle and hindrance, not allowed. So it's lots of things like that makes that doing the good things, it's very difficult, hard to do it. But in last life, we did so good, not cause to born. Now it's caused to born human being. Right now we have human being, human life, you see. So this case now, by the course, this is kind of, giving this, how difficult to do good things, And then by the number is that, we have the human being, in general human being, they can put newspaper, how many human beings born today, how many human beings die today. They can number in human being, how much in the world. But animal, you cannot. If a small rock you take out underneath the rock in summer, when warm weather, so many insects. That insect is more than all the world human being. That insect you cannot number it, but human being can number it. By the numbering, human is so much rare. So the animals is so numberless. Animal and hungry ghost. You compare, but hungry ghost is more number. And the human being, animal more number. The animal and hungry ghost more number. And the hungry ghost and hell realm is more number. More number of beings in the worst suffering and pain. Because that more people do bad things. So among all these three different states, human being the better. So you can numbering how many people in the world. So that much human being is so little, rare. But among these human beings, even numbering, among them, how many people really do good things? Thinking of good, maybe out of the 100, maybe 5%, maybe good people there. Naturally, they have good. Most of them, all 95 of them are negative. So the number, again, among the human being also, they find the 5% only out of the 100%. Then up to 5%, we can make sure these people really do really good. Most of them not able to do it. Lots of obstacles hinder them, they cannot, destructive, lazy, and also this kind of different kind of pleasure and pleasant make the distracting good things. So then maybe 1 or 2 people can do good things there. So that make the, again, human beings by numbers very, very little. By example is very difficult. Buddha said, giving some example, how difficult human being is. Like Buddha said, get example like turtle, big lake, deep and down. There is one turtle. The turtle is blind; he cannot see. And then above the lake, that golden yolk, and throw in golden yolk in the lake. And the golden yuk is hole in between. But then golden yuk not staying on place, the kind of legs moving, the yuk the moving too. But the total had the idea, and he want to come. He can come only 100 years one time above the lake. His aim is he want to put his neck on the golden yuk hole. That is the aim. But now he can see he's blind. The yuk is wind blowing all over and not staying one place. So how rare this turtle can put his neck into golden yuk? Very, very rare. But doesn't mean impossible to keep doing it. One day maybe you're able to. But then how rare human being is like total necks over there, inside the golden yuk, and how much you can see the difficulties situation. Total is blind. He don't know. When he come up, he don't know where's the yuk. Yuk hole is then also not staying one place. And that only in 100 year one time comes. So that's all these things make them how difficult. So human being is by numbering quite difficult to be human being. In this case, precious human beings. Again, then all the human being is not like precious, because some human being, like animal, like the other realms being, they then don't have positive, negative, and they just care is sleeping, eating, drinking, and then do what they can do is, and they are not motivated. So this human being is kind of not precious, they call. There's a human being, but precious. But they also have some good karma to bring them there, but not enough. But the precious human being, someone who have the as a devotion, admire all good quality, enlightened one, and then has sincere compassion, loving kindness to other sentient beings. And then one has truly and totally dedicated to believe in karma. And all these kind of human being is kind of precious then, because they are precious. That kind of human being is we call a boat that cross the lake for the other shore. So lake is the suffering of the samsara. Boat is the kind of precious human body. So the mind is the kind of riding the boat. So that in order to cross the other shore, we need to ride the boat. Otherwise, we cannot get other shore. So in this case, we need a captain who sail the boat. And then we have to get inside the boat. Then boat have to be perfect boat, cannot be pulled down in the middle of the lake and sink into danger there. So we need all perfect condition of boat. That meaning human condition have to be perfect eye, perfect intelligence enough, devotion enough, compassion enough, and all the limbs perfectly functioning, everything. All this necessary to then our mind can ride on this boat to cross the other shore, and the other shore is behind the suffering. So then you can do it. So our body is like boat, and boat have the good conditions, So in that case, then we can ride the boat, go other shore, and cross all the suffering. So this is an example that a precious human body can do. Then we cross all the samsaric suffering. That means we are well done in this bardo to perform next bardo can be not difficult or maybe not necessary to go next bardos. So this is a kind of in general way how we can engage in this bardo. Of course, then you can go to, really want to this body is, this case we can be reborn perfect body next time, but doesn't get enlightenment yet, even not get bodhisattva. But then you want to do that more farther than, this body can do it. This body can cross the completely, other shore and never come back. So that's kind of, bodhisattva path, enlightened path, minor path. So in that case, you, as I say that, first, know the precious human body, then you can say impermanent, then it causes cause and effect, then you can see the samsaric, all the suffering, then all these different states, you meditate on them, that make your mind mentally perfect, that you are longing to enlightenment. And you see the samsaric support, so painful sufferings. So you can renounce completely the samsara, and then you completely follow the part of the mind, our Vajrayanas, whatever. And so that case, then you first you have to do the forethought, turning your mind, and then you learn, take refuge Buddha Dharma Sangha, then take refuge Bodhisattva Bhava, and then engage in Bodhisattva Bhava, meditating on the self-empty, empty, and the other empties. Before you do this emptiness, you have lots of calm abiding practice, So lots of different state of samadhi, and this may be talked to next stage. And then you can go to with Mayana, in order to get enlightenment, you have the three numberless aeon to engage Mayana path. That means you cannot immediately get enlightenment. So three numberless aeon, you have to engage the bodhisattva path, work on 6 paramita and so on. So that is kind of, you can truly get enlightenment, but it takes time, cannot rational. And then there is the more method Buddha has presented. Vajrayana practice is kind of quite, instant to get enlightenment. So these are in the Bardo teaching. Later, we can go. So these kind of, creation state, completing stage practice can be introduce you to get within the lifetime, get enlightenment. Otherwise, Bardo get enlightenment. Otherwise, next, during the rebirth, all these things, the different level you can get enlightenment. So there is kind of, mind of your way you take refuge, then Bodhisattva Bhava, according to we have Bodhisattva Bhava. And then you can go to Vajrayana initiation, empowerment, explanation, teaching things like state by state. And then those cases that you are precious, bury this body can get you enlightenment. Also that kind of have the condition. You have the condition. If you use purposely, for example, the Milarepa within lifetime, he get enlightenment. As you know, Milarepa early life, he was quite unpleasant. He made lots of negative things, But then he's diligent in devotion, and he met this perfect teacher. And then he, within lifetime, he attained enlightenment. It doesn't mean he enlightenment, but he performing enlightened quality perfection right in front of you at the time. So that he's demonstrated his enlightenment. So that is in a lifetime he did that. So it doesn't mean it's that just you're talking a story, but not just a story, but these two happening. So why not? So lots of in the different tradition of Tibetan, there are lots of have been enlightened within lifetime. So there are lots of story you can tell. So these in lifetime, in the Bardo of the born and death, between, you can engage to all these things, get enlightenment without difficulty. So this is not bad if you are according to practice correctly. So this is very important, this part, how to perform avoiding Bardo or Bardo have peacefully go through. And that also, right now, your hand, you see. So that means we are not helpless, we can helpful. If you want to do this thing, you can do it. Go through Bardo peacefully and born again next time, perfect human being to do more and develop it. And there's the opportunity there. But if you go more practice seriously, good teacher, and your devotion and diligent enough, you can get enlightened within lifetime of Bardo, or after, just immediately after death, like that. And so there's a different stage. So this Bardo give you opportunity if you do. So this is my presentation of the birth and dying and Bardos. Okay. So time, Lama now. What's the time?
Rinpoche, it's about 8 minutes left in the session, and I do have one question.
Please.
Okay, so Craig Jenke asks, what does it mean to renounce samsara?
I didn't talk too much this one because I think renounce samsara is meaning so you let go of everything. It's like Milarepa, a great master who did enlighten within lifetime. Most of them let go of everything, you know. I know always they say, Nyengi chisuchi, ducha chudar ko, dai che ducha na medra pa. Landar chebe timo mandar thum. Landar chebe timo mandar thum. Payu pangpa gese lai ne yisung yore. So this is the one quote from the Shastra. So this saying that Nyengi chisu ducha chudar calls. So he said, if stay in your homeland, your place, you are very attached, trembling like water boiling, so much attached to your relative. And then that you have so many enemies, but you have the kind of other side, your family, your house, that therefore other side your enemy. He doesn't like me and he talk me back. He do these things. He torture my family. He torture, this and that. So this enemy become. So enemy inside you are anger like blazing fire. And then then your ignorance is so dark, so deep and dark. And you not know what should be avoided, what should be practiced, but you ignore on that. So that is, if I'm staying home, my family, my country, this will be happening. So my enemy, anger, my family, I attach, and my ignorance so thick. I just ignorant to what, avoiding what, taking practice, what the bridge or not bridge, I'm completely ignorant and stupid. How I do is, means completely abandon your own country, your family, your house, anyway, just away from your family, your homeland. So this case, that is you give up your home, your homeland. That is renunciations. Why you renounce? Because your anger, your desire, your stupidity all come from your homelands. So that is the renunciation means let go of everything. That meaning you renouncing all your country. That means you are no husband, no children, no food, no clothes, no house, nothing. You let go of everything. That is the renunciations. I didn't talk too much because no one can do it. Doesn't mean no one can do it. Some can do it. Sometimes they try, and then after all they are pretending, and then fail to do it. So it is, if you renounce, you're really on the path. Then you give up, you renounce the unknown place you live. No one respect you, no one attach you, no one harm you. You're free. So in that case, your ignorance is like very thin, and the more you can see that your wisdom begin. So renunciation, meaning you go everything. So also Nyandu text Jibakore Nelu Dejor Sungs. Jibakore Nelu Dejor so Dungasung Gitar, which is torture by suffering and pain of the three different suffering attract you, because then samsaric cycles existence. And then, so in samsaric, you are a place, your friend, and your prosperity, family, but whatever belong you have in samsara. So this will be torturing and torment you, just completely confused and suffering pain. So you should give up this all. So you give up. How you give up these things? Somebody taking to say, I'll kill you, but I'll take you over there and I'll kill you. But in the meantime, I give everything. I have house, car, gold, money, these all things I have. You can have that. But I'll kill over there. When you get there, I'll kill you. So every step you go, he close to getting or dying, because as soon as he get there, they kill. So he will none of this attached. House, prosperity, gold, silver, wife, children, anything. He have no attached because he know he going to kill next other side. So renounce all this you renounce like that. So that is the concept, renunciations. Make sense?
I think so. Thank you, Rinpoche. I have another question from Guy Fao, and he just say, please touch on relinquishing attachment.
How would it reconnect? Give up, right?
Exactly.
How abundant attachment. There's any different way because different yana had giving the different method for this. So Hinayana says that Dvichala metukpa goms, Shadala chamba goms, Timula tendal goms, the three poison, they have remedy there. To ignorance, Buddha says, you meditate dependent originations to delete all ignorance. You meditate on dependent origination, then you remove the darkness of mind. And then you anger, remedy of the anger, you meditate on love and compassion. And then meditate when you desire attachment, meditate medukpa goms. So that means that the Buddha says, if you attach, then what you attach and meditate, that what you attach, you attract, you like. And that one you try to think this does not have essence. For example, if you have like the flower, for example, then you like flower so much. I like this flower. I want this flower. I want to keep this wall in my room. I love to look at this. Then that's the attachment. Then now you look at the flower is really attached. What really is I attaching there? Petal by petal you take out. None of this petal is you attaching. Then you completely break, make dusted them. There's nothing attached there. That was all is sooner or later impermanent and decay. And they are not attached forever there. You can have this beauty. The beauty is just kind of fake, make me confused. So look that way, you can see you have no attached. Then you can see not attached. Object you attach is not real. It is kind of, you can delete it, you take part and can separate. So what you attach up to all is not there. In fact, completely one of the dust there, you have to dispose of it quickly because otherwise you will be discomfort. So before you're beautiful, have to take part everything, not there's, really their beauty is there. The beauty is you're mentally diluting you and a fake come to attach yourself. So this is kind of, I give another example like that. But if you attach, so physically, you can see there's some people you like, then this person is so beautiful and talking beautifully and moving as beautifully and so nice. And I must get it. Then I talk to it and then somebody decided and I get together after I'm so attached, I cannot stay without it, Then look at it again, I can example. Okay, so this is so beautiful now, look. can I take out the skin of that person? You take out all the skin of beauty, you take out the skin, you can see this kind of some flesh there a little bit, but blood coming there and look like not attached, instead skin too. Then you can, up to the skin, you take out all this flesh. A skeleton, really scared, you're not attached. And all part of the skeleton is everything, take out every different part. So that not what you attach is not there. Attachment is deleted completely. You're foolish to attach that. So this is kind of Theravadan way to remove your attachments. It answer you?
I think that answered his question perfectly.
Okay.
So no more questions, I think, over here.
So you have dedication now?
We can do dedication.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and share the screen.
Yeah, you can show the screen. I can see the screen, people. I can see you. I can see the people.
Well, you can, but you can see the text, right?
I can see the text, but I can make by heart the text, but I can see the people. If you can put me. So I just like to see the people.
Oh, that I can't control from here.
Oh, I see. I have from here then.
That from your, I think you can scroll, you could touch your screen and you could look around. I think so. So
well, how we do that?
If you tap the screen, and then I think, do you see any windows up top? If you just tap it real quick.
Okay.
And do you see, let's see.
I see you. I see you, and
so I see at least 40, 45 people here. If you scroll.
How it's no, that I don't know how to do it. I think I see the you also.
Do you see the blue arrow? Let me see if I could do something from here. Oh, does everybody see this?
Okay.
So I see a grid of everybody on my screen when I view gallery, but I don't know if that appears for you or for everybody.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't have luck that. Maybe later can training movie.
Okay. Then I'll just go ahead with dedication.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sonam die tamze sepan tome nepe pranam pamje shin keya nache pala chupa sipe zule drowa jo shamba pawo jega kepada kundu zambo dayan dejente tera kunji jazo dalosh Yewa deba tamze rabtunyo Yewa diye kewo Sonam yeshe soson Sonam yeshe lejun Dampa kuni toba jo Zanye kusun nete jenada Chuni midye dembe jenada Yendu meche tumbe jenada Jita nyowa monam drupasho. Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you. Can teach me now how to do it.
Everybody's waving. Let's see. Let me see if I can remove this pin. Okay.
I don't see my picture either.
I see the K2K shrine.
Yeah, I see the shrine room too.
So is Lama Jimpa there, or is he?
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Maybe ask him to view gallery, because there's many people here.
But I think I don't know. People wait. But if you can, used to I push this way something, but I see the one guy. I see Kathy. Lama Jimpa can maybe he can do something.
See, should be a
live
gallery here. See what this one does here.
No, not that one. Okay. It's together. There. Okay. Okay. I see all of you.
Everybody wave.
Kathy, nice to see you. Kathy, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Rinpoche. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Lama Lodu.
Hello.
Thank you from Tucson.
Okay, Tucson. Where is Tucson?
Tucson, Arizona, Bodhisattva Institute.
Oh, I see. Yes, thank you. I see you.
Yes, but I'm here I'm not at the BI. I'm here with my mother. So we thank you for nice teaching.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Tudu
Nice. Okay, thank you. Nice to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Lama.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rinpoche.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lama Ching.
Thank you. Yes, Lama Ching is my hand, right hand. Without my right hand, I cannot do anything. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, all of you.